fear is a good place to start with your limitations. The moment you see yourself being afraid of something, that there's a limitation, right? Instead of thinking about why the negative won't work, right? Figure out the how and different ways that it can work. Make things simple. Make things practical. Take action even if it's imperfect. What's good, family? Welcome back to Relationship Wise. You already know who it is. And if you don't, my name is Terrell, man. Hey, look, this week we finna get into a nice little topic. Breaking free of your limitations, right? Them limited beliefs, mindsets, ideas you got about who you are, what you could do, etc. You feel me? Hopefully by the end of the video, we earned your subscription, you feel me? But let's get into it, man. I need to figure out a way to create community with y'all. You know, I want to I already created a Patreon, but I gotta make it public, make it live for y'all. You feel me? I want to create a small little page either on a social media app. Feel me? If you aren't, go ahead and follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, if you got it. Twitter as well. You feel me? But come on, let's get into the video. Let's get into the video. Let's get into the pod. Excuse me. Let's get into the pod. All right. So breaking free of your limitations. Right? The first thing we got to do, fam, is identify your limiting beliefs, right? Label the belief, but don't own it. I'm gonna say that one more time. Label the belief, but never own it, right? Because whenever you start to own something and start to believe it to be true, it starts to manifest over and over. If you actually start focusing more on the negative as opposed to the positive. So label the limit but never believe it, right? Because let's be fair and let's be clear. Most times, whenever you think of something or whenever we have beliefs, you either have faith or you have doubt. Shout out to Myron Golden. He the one who I heard say that. That's facts. You either believe something to be true and you have faith that it'll work out, or you doubt that it'll work out. There's no in between. You either you got faith that it's gonna work, doubt that it's not. You feel me? So pay attention to the doubts that you have. Pay attention to the limitations that you think about, because the more you actually see what you're limiting it within yourself, and you say, okay, hold up, that's a limitation. Oh snap, I'm afraid of something, right? Fear is a good place to start with your limitations. The moment you see yourself being afraid of something, that there's a limitation, right? Right. So when you start thinking like, if you feel like you don't have enough money, if you not having the woman you want, or you not getting the amount of attention or desire you want from life, right? You got to say to yourself, hold up. Like, why don't I focus on what I actually already have, right? If you making, let's say, 500 or 600 a week, right? You like, dang, dog, I want to have 1,000. The limitation in that belief isn't the fact that the 1,000 is too much or the 1,000 is unattainable. It's you believe that 500 isn't enough. You got to start paying attention. Like, yo, hold up. This 500 is actually working for me. It's suiting me for now. You feel me? And you know you could get more. Don't worry about what you don't have. Focus on the 500 and watch how low key it'll start to multiply. What's going on there? Yeah. All right. Same thing with women or men. You feel me? Depending on which way you going, you know. But if you start to focus on all of the women or all of the people who not giving you the attention you don't want, like, what you think is gonna happen? You're gonna start looking unattractive to the women who actually want you. All right. You know, one of the fastest ways to drive people away is to not appreciate what you already have. You actually know your real ability to get the opposite sex or what have you, or pull women or pull men based on the amount of people already approaching, already coming up to you, already showing you interest. Don't turn them away. Like, actually, finesse that. Build on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, oh, I always want 10 out of 10s, but you only getting 7s. Like, nah, bro, rock with the 7s. Ain't nothing wrong with those 7s, bro. Like, hey, stop playing. You feel me? Rock with the 7s, see how that goes, see how to build. They help you understand yourself, your game, and I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes sevens be better than tens, bro. Like, if you know, you know. Stop playing. You feel me? You know, because a lot of these fine women, bro, be having too much shit going on. You feel me? Dudes be trying to fly them out. They be feeling like they better than everybody. But you feel me? So hey, look, if you got a 7 out of a 10 or whatever you want to call average, whatever word you want to use for it, build with it. There's nothing wrong with the 7. Bless that 7. You feel me? Talk, speak life into that 7. You feel me? And she gonna become tens in other ways besides the physical. And them real physical tens gonna disappear anyway. You ain't gonna need them anymore, right? So stop labeling, your limited. Identify your beliefs, right? Identify the limitations, right? But don't believe the limitation. All right, label them. Don't believe them. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. This one is huge, right? Reframing your negative thoughts. Okay. Reframe your negative thoughts. This one is a little hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think for me, I'm able to actually do this in real time because I'm an auditory listener. I literally talk to myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. Quick side note: if you don't talk to yourself, kid, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't really respect you. Like, you have to be able to talk to yourself, right? But if you're not like me, you're not an auditory listener. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Write it down. Take 20 minutes out of your day, sometime from time to time, and actually pen your thoughts. See what words keep coming up. See what ideas keep happening, or excuse me, keep popping up in your mental. You feel me? Because a lot of times we don't realize how much we're repeating the same phrases over and over, and then the same things keep happening in our life. And it's, you got to remember, bro, your life is a mirror of your mental, right? Not the other way around. It don't happen that way. Whatever you believe is what you see. Whatever you think about is what you actually manifest, right? So if you want to have something better, if you want to have something greater, you literally got to reframe the negative thoughts. Pay attention to when you just start journaling or whatever. Pay attention to the negative words you're saying. Pay attention to the negative thought patterns that you've had and that's formed over time, because that's one of the best places to start. All right. So for example, right, instead of thinking, I'll never own a home because of student loans, right? You got to reframe that to, I can get a better job, lower expenses, et cetera, right? Instead of saying things like, oh, I'm not good enough to have that type of woman. I'm not good enough to have that kind of car. I'm not good enough to have that kind of life. You got to be able to say, hold up. What makes me not good enough? You feel me? How can I be better? How can I find a way to acquire the things I want in life? How do I gain the mental capacity, the skills, the talents, the ability to get whatever I want? You know what I mean? How do you say, okay, instead of thinking this negative thing, let me let go of that and see what else can blossom out of it. What else can grow out of it? Let me say that differently, right? Instead of thinking about why the negative won't work, right? Figure out the how in different ways that it can't work. Because a lot of times people don't never really think about how it can't work. You feel me? I guess as a side note, right? Like, sometimes me and my wife we talk about money. She be getting on me about saving, and yes, saving is good, but sometimes I do like to spend. And one of the ways I like to spend is like through, like, Klarna, Apple Pay, Quad Pay, whatever the little payment services. And to be real with y'all, sometimes I think mentally I need a way to feel like I'm not so bombarded by bills. You feel me? I hate feeling like I'm backed into the corner and all I gotta do is pay bills and da da da. And all I gotta do is save money. I'm like, nah, bro. I gotta have a little fun. I gotta find a way to spend money where it's feasible, doable, and workable. Right. So for me, sometimes I feel like, damn, I got all these bills. I'm like, I got all these bills and life would be so hard and I can't really spend. Da, da, da. And it's like, nah, bro. Instead of having that thought process, I literally had to reframe my brain to say, okay, well, how can you afford to do some of the things you enjoy? how can you afford to do it? How can you make that happen? What's the alternative to just doing it in a instead of paying all at once? How do you find ways to make your money serve you better? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So hey, look, I'll do a quad pay quick. Yeah, I'll do a zip pay Klarna quick for things that's actually necessary, right? For like, like little vacation things or, even I think when I first started a podcast, I'm like, dang, some of this equipment is kind of expensive. Fuck it. Let me just go ahead and affirm that. Let me go ahead and, Klarna that. Let me go ahead and whatever, because I really wanted to get into it. So I had to figure out a way how to do that, so working around all the negativity and the doubts and all that is important, right? So reframe your brain to not see the negative as the end all be all, because it never is, right? There's always a way around it. There's more than one way to skin a cat, fam. Stop playing. You know what I mean? So next up, if you enjoying the video, go ahead and subscribe. Stop playing. You feel me? Like and then subscribe. You feel me? Boop the like button if you vibing, shout out to Nate. I started watching some of his videos. His content pretty dope. I'm building your YouTube channel. But yeah, so go ahead and hit the like button. One time for the one time. But yeah, getting back to it. Another huge thing is setting clear and achievable goals. A lot of times, I think, especially in our generation of being so technologically advanced, we live life with a whole bunch of tabs open, right? We have all these unfinished projects. We got all these unfinished ideas. We have all these unfinished things that we kind of started or half started, or it's kind of open and we kind of like this thing or whatever, but we never really finish it because we don't make everything practical and doable. You feel me? So even if it's something as simple as losing weight, a lot of I'm in the gym constantly. I mean, yeah, I my weight fluctuates up and down, but the one thing I try to do is I make sure I go to the gym 3 times a week, right? So that's measurable. 3 times a week, I do cardio, I do abs, chest, legs, etc. You feel me? At least 2 to 3 times a week. I just try to do that. Even it don't gotta be deep. It don't gotta be heavy. It don't gotta be crazy. You don't gotta do a whole bunch of work, but at least doing those 3 things keep my mind on track. You feel me? Do 30-minute workouts a week. I don't care if you go out and walk. My homegirl Taylor, who be on the pod, she she got her own we'll say that type of Patreon, right? But she got her own way of working out, which is kind of cool that I like. You know what I'm saying? Find something that works for you and that's feasible. Make sure it's measurable. 30 minutes per workout 3 times a week is a good start. You feel me? Go for a walk around the block. Do something simple. Whenever you're trying to create something like a podcast or you got content, schedule it out. Say, okay, all right, instead of having all 10 different ideas, all right, make them 10 ideas 3 ideas, right? Make it short form, make 3 Instagram reels or make 3 TikToks within a day or 2 days or whatever the case is. You feel me? And get used to that format first, right? So instead of doing 10 things, let's do 3. And if not 3, just do 1. You feel me? Do one thing at a time. And then start that, finish it. Start that, finish it. Start that, finish it. And after that, it's like building a muscle. Then everything will start to flow and everything will start to build. You feel me? I think sometimes we get so in our heads about the process and the way to do something. And it's like, you don't know your process until you actually start doing your process. You feel me? Like, even me with podcasting, like, until I actually start doing it consistently enough to see like my own process, I'm like, oh, okay, that's how I do it. Oh, I got to plan an episode. I just gotta, chat GPT some concepts, organize them, make them smaller, make them bite sized and understandable enough for me to actually sit down and just do it. Get into it and do it. Get into it and do it. Get into it and do it. Right. Make things simple. Make things practical. Right. If you like, dang, bro, I really like this girl. I really, really want to do da 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 da. I really want to go up to her and tell her how much nah, bro. The first thing you got to do is go up and introduce yourself, say what's up to her. Hey, I really want to get your number. Da 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 da. Don't try to plan a date when you just now meeting a girl. You feel me? Don't try to get a girl all the way in the bed if you just met her, right? Literally take it one step at a time. You feel me? Everything has to be at a decent pace, at a practical way that makes sense, because we always try to think 10 steps ahead and then we take no action. You feel me? Everything has to have a small actionable step. Everything don't need to be happen all at once. It don't got to. You feel me? So take your time, pace yourself, make things happen. You feel me? That's one of the fastest ways to stop limiting your beliefs. You feel me? Because we always have all of these ideas, these grandiose things going on, like, oh yeah, this can happen, that can happen. And it's like, and then nothing happened, or you never get anything done. Is because you, out of those 10 things, you can prioritize one. You can make a decision about one. You feel me? Nah, bruh. Make a decision about one of those things that you want to do. Pick it, do it. That's it. Don't overthink it. Pick one, do one, go. Pick one, do one, go. That's it. You feel me? You know what I mean? And that'll help with your limited beliefs, bro. Because like, because we think in such big terms, sometimes we don't see the small steps that it takes to get there. Every journey of 1,000 steps start with one step. You feel me? Take the first step. Just take one. It don't got to be deep. Take one step. You feel me? All right. One more, and then we'll clock out, man. Hey, y'all, make sure to subscribe, though. Make sure to subscribe. If you're listening on any of the audio platforms, go ahead and follow us. One time for the one time. Yeah. Um, so the last one is kind of a piggyback to the second to last one, is take action even if it's imperfect, right? I'm gonna say that one more time, right? It don't listen, a lot of times people be swearing they gotta be perfect. No, you don't have to be perfect. All you have to do, really and truly, fam, is try. And in that try, you're gonna realize, oh wait, this wasn't the best. Like anybody who work out, when you first started lifting weights, so you first started like doing push-ups, your arms are shaped. You feel me? When you got on that bench, you was struggling with the weight. That's okay. You feel me? You say, all right, cool. Maybe this weight might be a little bit too heavy. Let me get lighter ones. Do what's actually simple for you to do. You feel me? It don't gotta be perfect. You don't gotta have the best pump every single set. You feel me? You just sometimes got to do the reps. You feel me? Right? It don't got to be perfect. Right? So if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to get if you want to approach a girl, you ain't let's keep it real, fam. You ain't finna always get the girl that you want, or you're not gonna always have the words to say whatever you want to say, which reminds me of a quick clip. I remember it was a dude in the gym, funny enough, who was trying to holler at a girl and he started stuttering like, right? A lot of times, bro, like when you approaching a girl or you're trying something for the first time, we get nervous and we think, dang, well, if it ain't perfect, you feel me? Fam, believe it or not, in some cases, okay, some cases, you heard what I said, some cases, it's girls actually like when you get nervous when you're trying to approach them. They feel kind of, they like, oh, look at you being a little nervous. Da, 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 da. Feel me? If you could kind of recover from the fumble of being nervous, oh yeah, you in that like so much. You feel me? But don't try to be perfect, bro. Just try to be decent. Try to be good. Get through it first. Not perfect. Get through it first. You feel me? And I think that because that's a huge thing that holds us back. It's this idea of perfection. It's this we think of our life as being like, oh, everything has to be set and ready for me in order for me to be happy, in order for me to be the toppest of tears or whatever. And it's like, nah, bro, like if you can't make do with what you got, you'll never get anywhere else. You feel me? Like you gotta be able to start imperfectly. Start bad in a sense. Start just mediocre, okay in a sense. You feel me? And once you actually get better, you're gonna be like, yeah, I remember when I used to start trying to holler at girls and I was all nervous and I couldn't. Da, da, da. Or I remember when I started working out and my arms were shaking when I was lifting the weights. that's cool. That's what you're supposed to be bad when you first start something. You feel me? And I think our ego in the society we in makes us feel like we gotta be perfect when we're starting. Bro, you just started something new. If you just started something new, you supposed to be bad. You feel me? Like, so don't be tripping about you being bad at the start. It's the start. You feel me? So listen, don't let life make you feel like you gotta be perfect. Take all the limited beliefs out your head. You feel me? Um, yeah, man, y'all be tripping. Don't do all that. Don't do all that. Don't do too much. You feel me? Um, few announcements and then we out. But so we definitely got a Patreon coming, y'all. So be on the lookout for that. Um, my wife and I are expecting. You feel me? Next part should be about that. Maybe me and my wife. Maybe me and Bay need to talk about us having a baby and all the fear, the fun, the craziness that come with that. You feel me? Yeah, man. So Patreon, clearly we having a baby. For those who know us, y'all already know what time it is. Yeah, y'all already know we about to be parents out here. You feel me? So hey, listen, if you a parent, you might have to be a guest on the podcast because tips. We need tips. We need all the information, the tips, the tricks, the finesses, all that. We need all that. You feel me? So hit me up. DMs is open, especially if you're a parent. I need information about how to be a dad, how to be a mom, et cetera, et cetera. Like that'll be a fire episode. You feel me? A funny little tidbit before we get off too is have y'all seen the thing going around? My wife was just talking to me about it earlier about how Usher's song, it's 7 o'clock on a dot. I'm in my drop top crew. Instead of cruising the streets, it says who's in the streets. First of all, Usher, tighten up, bro. Don't gaslight me. You feel me? Since the 90s, everybody said cruising, not who's in. It's cruising. We not finna do that. We not. No, y'all not finna. You're not finna try to Mandela effect niggas. Like we're not. We ain't even finna let that roll rock. It's cruising the streets. There is no other version besides cruising the streets. Okay, stop playing. You feel me? Um, what else you got going on, bro? Bro, tripping for real. Um, yeah, man. All right, but I'm about to let y'all go. I'm kind of tired myself. This has been Relationship Wise. Remember to subscribe. Peace.